Your happiness matters, and if no one has told you this lately, let me say it clearly and gently right now. Your happiness matters just as much as anyone else's in your marriage. And this video is for every wife who wakes up each day carrying responsibilities, emotions, expectations, and silent sacrifices while quietly wondering where her own joy went. Because somewhere between being a good partner, a supportive wife, a caring mother, or a dependable woman, you may have slowly learned to put yourself last. And maybe you tell yourself it's normal. Maybe you say this is what love looks like. But deep inside, there is a small voice asking, does anyone see me? Does my happiness count? And that question alone tells me you are not selfish, you are human. And this is where our story begins. Imagine a woman named Sarah, not because her story is dramatic, but because it is ordinary in the most painful way. Sarah has been married for several years. Her home looks fine from the outside. Dinners get cooked, bills get paid, conversations happen. But something feels missing. Her husband isn't cruel, he isn't abusive, but he is distant, distracted, emotionally unavailable. And Sarah finds herself adjusting again and again, lowering her expectations, swallowing her feelings, smiling when she feels empty because she doesn't want conflict, she doesn't want to seem needy, she doesn't want to rock the boat. So she keeps telling herself, I'll be happy later, after things improve, after he notices, after life slows down. But days turn into months, months into years, and slowly Sarah forgets what happiness even felt like. She becomes efficient, responsible, reliable, but not fulfilled. And if you are listening right now and something in your chest feels heavy, it may be because this is not just Sarah's story, it may be yours too. And here's the truth we rarely say out loud. Marriages don't only break because of loud fights or betrayal. They also weaken quietly when one partner slowly disappears emotionally, especially when a wife believes her happiness is optional, when she learns to prioritize peace over truth, comfort over connection, and sacrifice over self-respect. Psychology tells us that when a woman suppresses her emotional needs for too long, her nervous system stays in survival mode. She becomes anxious, irritable, numb, or exhausted, not because she is weak, but because she is carrying too much alone. And many wives think asking for happiness means asking for too much. But healthy relationships are not built on endurance, they are built on mutual emotional safety. And here is where everything begins to shift, because your happiness is not a reward for being a perfect wife, it is a requirement for being a whole human being. And the first thing every wife needs to understand is that valuing your happiness does not mean loving your husband less, it means abandoning yourself less. And that starts with the way you speak to yourself, the way you minimize your pain, the way you tell yourself others have it worse, so you should be grateful. Gratitude is beautiful, but it should never silence your truth. The second step is learning how to communicate your needs without guilt or apology, not with anger, not with blame, but with clarity. Because saying, I need more emotional connection is not an accusation, it is information. And when you communicate from a grounded place instead of a desperate one, your words land differently. Instead of saying, you never listen, you say, I feel unseen when my feelings are brushed aside. Instead of saying, you don't care, you say, emotional closeness helps me feel secure in our marriage. This is not weakness, this is emotional intelligence. And if your partner responds positively, that is a sign of potential growth. And if he dismisses it or ignores it, that is important information too, because your happiness should not depend on someone's willingness to acknowledge your humanity. The third step is rebuilding your identity beyond the marriage, because many wives unconsciously merge their worth with their role, wife, caretaker, supporter. And while these roles are meaningful, they are not the totality of who you are. You were a whole person before marriage, and you still are. Your interests, passions, friendships, dreams, and inner world matter. When you reconnect with yourself, something powerful happens. You stop begging for crumbs because you remember your fullness. And this does not push love away, it actually strengthens it, because confidence is attractive, emotional stability is grounding, and self-respect sets the tone for how others treat you. And here is something important. Self-care is not just bubble baths and quiet moments, it is also setting boundaries. It is choosing rest without guilt. It is saying no when you are overwhelmed. It is not explaining yourself endlessly. It is honoring your emotional limits. And many women fear that if they prioritize their happiness, their marriage will fall apart. But the opposite is often true. Marriages suffer not because women ask for too much, but because they ask for too little for too long. And over time, resentment replaces affection, exhaustion replaces desire, and silence replaces intimacy. Healing begins when you give yourself permission to matter again, when you stop waiting for permission to be happy, when you recognize that your joy is not dependent on perfect circumstances, but on inner alignment. And even if your marriage is going through a difficult phase, even if your partner is struggling emotionally, you are still allowed to be emotionally supported. You are allowed to seek counseling, therapy, safe conversations. You are allowed to build a life that nourishes you, because strong wives are not the ones who endure everything quietly. They are the ones who honor themselves while still choosing love consciously. And if you are wondering whether it is too late, let me reassure you, it is never too late to come back to yourself. It is never too late to speak kindly to your own heart. It is never too late to redefine what happiness looks like for you. Happiness does not always mean constant joy. Sometimes it means peace, clarity, emotional safety, and self-trust. And when a wife stands in her worth, the entire dynamic of the marriage shifts, not through control, but through presence, not through demand, but through authenticity. You teach others how to treat you by how you treat yourself. And today, I want you to hear this clearly. Your needs are not burdens. Your feelings are not excessive. Your happiness is not optional. You deserve a marriage where you can breathe, where you can speak, where you can grow. And even if your partner isn't there yet, you can still start showing up for yourself today. Because a fulfilled woman brings light into every space she occupies, including her marriage. And if this message touched something inside you, let it be a reminder that you are not alone, that your feelings are valid, and that choosing yourself is not the end of love, it is often the beginning of healthier love. And if you found comfort or clarity in this video, I invite you to share it with another wife who may be silently struggling. Leave a comment to let me know what resonated with you, and subscribe to this channel for more gentle guidance, because your happiness matters, today, tomorrow, and always.